Welcome back to another fantastic episode of Our Corner. I'm your host, Aaron. With me today and back again is the main man himself.
Fucking Shaquille O'Neal. I can't make a fucking shot to the garbage can.
That's fucking insane.
This one is literally closer to me.
Yeah, it's literally like right there. I just went. It's like,
I'm looking at it right now. It's literally at my feet.
bro, I'm like 0 for like 12 right now.
This is that final destination throw where it like hits the light and starts everything on fire.
Bro, it's like 0 for 12. It's ridiculous.
0 for 12 is wild. That's like,
No shots.
dude, that's you're gonna play for the Knicks. Like,
Not even, bro.
awesome. So we're back inside the beautiful Silver Dragon. Wanted to let you know that the next event that they've got coming up, and this is my personal favorite, are the DM roundtables. That next one's going to be December 6th. So, Sean, if you ever want to hang out after.
December 6th.
Yeah.
Down for it.
So, well, awesome. So, we've been playing our regular campaign kind of like back and forth for a little bit now. And you know that like I'm a fucking super nerd, right? Like no shock to anybody on the podcast.
You're wearing a 1920s hat, yeah.
Fucking news. Yeah. Which now looking at the screen, and you've told me this hat is way too small for my face.
I've never told you that was too small for your face.
Every time I see you with that hat, I always want to ask you for a newspaper.
It's like
It's just
1912,
wild.
bro.
They've been out of print for like ever.
Well,
What do you mean? They still deliver newspapers?
They still deliver newspapers.
Yeah, you can go to Fry's and get the Wall Street Journal, my guy.
Are you serious?
Sean, don't argue with him. Look at his hat. He would know.
Have you ever read like
No.
No. No. I'm sitting here doing a podcast about imaginary worlds. Do you think I've ever picked up a newspaper?
Gabby judges me because we'll be waiting for Starbucks at Fry's, and I'll grab the Wall Street Journal and I'll be like just reading. He goes, "Why are you 50?" And I'm like, "I'm not. I'm just interested in the economy, asshole."
I want to learn about the world a week ago.
my whole right of the world a week ago. My whole life revolves around my whole job revolves around like economy. I'm like, why wouldn't I look at the economy?
Yeah. You know what? That's fair, man, because like I went to look at like a subscription for Wall Street Journal and it was like $40 and I was like, fuck that, man. There's a homeless guy that's cuddling with the whole newspaper.
Up to date with existence than that.
But why would I fucking like pay for outdated and fucking paper? I'll just go read it when I go get a Starbucks.
You're like, I've got breaking news.
I'm a pretty good reader, and if I find something really that compelling, I can just look it up online.
Bro,
You're like, I've got Google. Why would I want to?
once you have a tablet, you're like, oh, I never actually need paper again.
Yeah, dude.
Like, there's no use for it.
It's like you
I've
look
got me
back
a
at
tablet.
paper as like some relic. You're like, why did we need this? Why do we get tablets?
He's just looking at he's looking at a book and he's all, I remember that. Just nostalgia.
Dude, that was Aaron when we were starting to play D&D, and I'm looking at him. I have my tablet out, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I got you a notebook." I'm like, "I have infinite paper." Like,
Yeah.
thank you, but
It's like I felt like Back to the Future where they're like, you have to use your hands. That's like a baby's toy.
the 3 seashells.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Yeah, 'cause we were at what was it? We were at a Christmas party.
He doesn't know about the
he doesn't know.
Not a Christmas party. We were at a Halloween party, and they were doing the same thing. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna draw something," and I pulled out my tablet, and everyone's like, "Why don't you just get paper?" I'm like, that's disgusting.
That sounded so futuristic and bougie at the same time.
I was
You're like,
But when you have it, it's so convenient.
Yeah.
Like, I have to like go in the other room and like.
It's like
Oh my
it's like
God, it's-
people who never have assistants, and all of a sudden you get an assistant. You're like, this is convenient as fuck.
it's just like,
It's one of those things where it's like once like I said, once you have
Siri,
it, you're like,
make me a pot
"Oh,
pie.
This is why people have these things.
Yeah, this is why people have this.
Siri, make me a pot pie.
Yeah, dude. It's true.
That's fucking, that is, okay. All right,
I was the same way. I was like, I don't need this. I'm not really going to use it. I use it every
All the
fucking
time.
day.
Me too.
Yeah.
I use it all the time.
Aaron, you need to invest in a tablet.
Yeah.
dude, I'm trying.
You don't really realize that you need it until you actually use it, and then you're like, oh.
Dude, if once I get the tablet, I'm gonna sit there and be like, I don't know how to use this, and then you're just gonna be like, dude,
he's gonna be sitting there. He's gonna be sitting there playing like D&D online. He's gonna be like, I get it. I understand.
It's gonna be like right now. I feel like a caveman throwing rocks at sticks. Like,
Aaron, you don't understand. When you have your tablet, because you guys have Apple, dude. Like mine is like a big phone. yours is gonna be like a big phone too, so you're gonna instantly know how to work it, and you're gonna be like, why do I have a phone?
Yeah.
You know, the funniest thing is that I was just like fucking sitting here and be like, man, here I am just writing on dead tree with more dead tree, and they're just living in the 30-30.
Yeah, bro. Like we're doing our D&D campaign. I was like, we have electricity, man. Like, why are we running this by candlelight?
Using paper.
Yeah. Because we're all using our tablets.
Leave me alone. I love the paper.
No,
I love the feeling of having something dead in my hands besides my
Like-
own beliefs.
Like, oh, like I had my
what
character
about your
sheet.
hope?
Damn.
There's
Same thing.
That,
Same thing.
that went with the economy like 2 years
It's
back.
amalgamation.
Pressed.
Yeah.
Pressed.
It's a 2-in-1 deal.
No, like
COVID hit and my hope was gone. Like it fucking went, dude.
It's-
That
it's
stimulus
so-
check didn't help.
it's so freeing, Aaron. Because like,
Yeah, dude.
I can fuck, like I have. A
You can fuck? Damn.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Really? They have an app for that? Like
Yes.
They do, surprisingly enough.
actually, hold on. Let me pull that back. Tell
No,
me
I'm just
more.
saying, like, I had my
It's
character
free.
sheet.
It's
I had,
free because if you fuck up on the character, you're not like I have to erase this.
oh, just delete all. Yeah. No, like I had my character sheet on my tablet, and I was like, all right, cool, bet, big pimpin'. And then I see him pulling out his like books and everything. I was like,
I know.
fine, I'll get my character sheet back here.
Yeah,
Give me, and like
I'll
I'll
do it,
I'll
yeah.
use it.
Yeah, but now that I know that you guys know what you're looking for on your tablets, I can fucking keep hold of the character sheet so I can look at them.
Yeah, but we don't want you to feel left out because you have.
I don't feel left out.
You're still sending things by Wells Fargo. Of course you will. Of course you feel fucking.
By the way, did you
And
get
not
that? Did
digitally,
you
the
get that
horse.
telegram I sent like
Did
3
you
weeks back?
Did you get that telegram that I sent in Western Union in fucking 1874? No.
I just runs in here. I went traveling for 7 weeks. God damn it.
I haven't seen my wife and kids in 2 years.
Some dude's gonna come up to me like fucking Back to the Future. Are you Marty McFly? Western Union. You're like, what the fuck?
They're gonna grow up and be like, I miss my family. My wife said something about tuberculosis. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is yet. Do you? It's like, oh damn, bro.
I'm sitting there, dearest Sean. It has been a whole fortnight since I've last seen you. How have young Judith and Jeremy been?
And I'm over here like, LOL on the fucking phone.
And he
LOL,
sends
bro.
it back to Tyler. This
Oh,
motherfucker
yeah.
sent me a telegram.
Long, good scrub. He's taking pictures of it.
Sean's all like, I can direct deposit my cash, dude. Like,
It's like I go to Tyler. Hey Tyler, he just sent me a scroll. You mean he sent you like a telegram? No. A little man came and read me from a scroll.
It makes it.
I'm
makes
not
it
gonna
so
lie to you.
difficult because it's so convenient.
Yeah.
I watched
Can't
this.
go back. Like,
I watched this and I'm like, I am definitely gonna send them a fucking message via pigeon now. Like that's it.
Just
I'm gonna open my window. Yo, I'm gonna open my window and shoo it away, only to fly to your window like 2 feet away.
bro, that's fucking funny.
I'm gonna hear that knock on the door, like, hey, motherfucker.
stop sending me fucking boarding pigeons.
Yeah, bro. Stop sending me pigeons. They're pooping everywhere. Just send me a text, dog.
Feed is expensive. What do you just like?
Just over here, like, don't you need to donate this pigeon to like the fucking war effort? Like,
I feel like
Aaron can't pay rent because he's pigeon feed. Like, hey, bro, I got a lot of messages. Dude, I live next to you. Like, just walk.
and then when he does evolve, it's gonna be like steam, like steampunk. His cell phone's gonna have like 3 gears in the back that he has to crank.
my hat is gonna have gears on it so that way it can tip forward.
Sean, you did it way better than I thought. He was gonna lay down track, like from your
Track.
He's at the locomotion stage.
We have rails. It's like, dude.
But it's my chair that fucking goes. It's like, dude, you could have just walked. It's 2 steps.
It's like, bro, why does your chair run on coal?
Why is everything you
Like
do?
a
I'm
year,
sick.
like a year, there's like phone lines. He's like, beep, beep, beep. And you're like, just call me. Like,
Sean,
Bro.
I just discovered this cool new thing. It's Morse code. It's like
What, did the Titanic go down? Did you get that message yet?
the Titanic went.
While,
Oh, good lord! I must inform the people.
while they were doing the podcast, I was watching Aaron on his. He has a brand new, like,
17 Pro Max.
brand new college ruled notebook, fresh off the
No,
press.
He has a brand new iPhone 17, like Pro Max or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it like, does he even know like 99% of what this does?
He
Like,
looks at it and
he
goes,
he's
"On."
he's got messages. He's got. Can you get on the internet?
Yeah.
Don't look at me like that. I don't know, Like,
Bro,
Listen, man.
You go to
Wait,
YouTube.
wait,
you go to
are
YouTube
you-
on the browser.
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
even have
no,
the app.
No, wait, Aaron.
Yeah.
What internet
He didn't
browser
deny
do
it.
you use?
He didn't deny
Safari.
it.
Why?
Why do you?
This was a trap, regardless how I answered.
No, because you could have said Chrome. We would have just made fun of you a little bit.
No, Aaron. Even if you use, that's a step up. Hey, I was gonna be so proud. I'm like, wow, he's got a different browser. I have more to teach him, but really,
Safari, bro.
Well, on my laptop, I use Firefox. You have that for.
what? Why?
just use Opera or fucking Google Chrome.
Yeah. Why do you use Firefox?
Because you told me.
No, I told you to use Brave.
Or Brave. Yeah, thank you. I forgot about
Oh
Brave.
shit, yeah. But you told me not to use Brave until I added more RAM to the laptop because it slows down the processing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's why I have been using Firefox.
Okay. You should put Linux on it.
Oh shit.
His laptop can barely breathe. Just give
so-
it a minute.
Wait, never mind.
But I
never
also
mind.
have
Don't
that
worry about
external
Linux.
memory that I fucking sent you. It was like, hey, packet full of cool shit. And I was like, but I'm not gonna bother him because he's got the wedding coming up. The last thing he needs to do is hear me
I'm
go.
working on it.
Yeah. Last thing you need is for me to be like, hey Tyler, how's that cool shit going? You throw it across the room. It's gone. It's all gone now.
Yeah, you really need to update your technology game, my guy.
Yeah, seriously, you need a tablet.
You have the 17 Pro Max and you are using Chrome or fucking Safari for YouTube, my guy. Just download the app.
Bro,
I
used
have
to
the app on
Apple.
YouTube.
I used to have iPhones. I used to have Apple. I can't tell you the last time I ever used fucking Safari.
I've never used Safari. I've never used Safari.
No.
The only time I've used Safari is when you click on those links, like the Linktree links. You click on them, it'll go to Safari to pop it up, and you're like, ah,
Yeah.
dumb.
I remember.
What the
last
fuck were
time I
we-
used Safari, it was to download Brave.
Oh, yeah.
You had to go on there to, and they just never use it again.
And now that you don't even
You
have
know
to do
what,
that, now
though?
you have an app.
You know what though? I have been using for D&D has been World Anvil, and that shit's pretty dope. It's like World Anvil is a site where it helps you kind of like build your world. It keeps it up where you can like make your own like notes, things like that. You know, you can upload pictures of your battle grid, and then your friends can all see what's going on and keep up to date. There's a ton of tools. Right now I'm using the free version, so like when you pay for it, it gets better.
I have OneNote. Why don't you just use that?
I have a Viridian.
Mine's paid for. I have the premium version already.
Listen. I'm taking steps, all right?
No, you're not. You think you are,
I've
but you're
made
really
some-
not.
I've
though.
made some advancements, okay?
No, you haven't.
I've learned how to use battle maps for 40K.
You are using the equivalent of paper in this in this technology.
I'm just proud that he.
You're chiseling shit away.
I just stop, bro. Just stop.
But yeah, man, I'm definitely.
And just one more thing about Aaron, you need a tablet. It'll help with the thumbs.
Oh yeah, oh, man,
Wait, what's with the thumbs?
His hands,
thumbs that
they're
are all.
squares.
Oh,
Fuck, dude, my thumbs look like a goddamn cartoon character.
bro, you got clubbed fingers.
Wait, why is your fucking hands doing this?
This?
Yeah, what are you doing? You okay?
Why did you have early
He was
onset
joking about the
rheumatoid
club.
arthritis?
He was joking about that. What are you
Yeah.
doing? You okay?
I don't know. I was looking at my hands and
How
I
did
went
you
like,
imagine yourself heart disease? Like that's wild, dude.
It's just immediate. I'm over here like, Sean, everything's going black. It's not though.
It's really not, dog. It's
My
really
hands
not.
are feeling clammy, but they're not.
But they're not though.
Everyone listening to this, they're like, they all went silent. They really did. They're like, wait, hey, you good?
Are you good?
Are you okay? I promise you, I'm not dying yet. But also at the same time,
My
that's
dude
not
over here
really
is
much of a
Kevin
relief.
Smithing, dude.
Kevin Smithing.
Before he became gay and became a vegan.
Veganism.
Well, I was more worried about the fact that he's, wow, he's just gay. He put a paywall on his podcast. Gay.
Yeah.
Don't forget about our paywall. Our paywall will be
Our
up soon.
paywall isn't gay.
As soon as we get more fans, we'll become gay too. And we'll put a paywall.
Our paywall is hetero as fuck.
Hetero as fuck. Anyway, keep going.
So, but as we've been kind of like playing our game, right?
I love how you said hetero as fuck, and you have like 3 nerdy things on in the front. But whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, this isn't gay. This is closeted.
At minimum,
Why
go.
did you pet that? Never mind.
Just if we start breaking it down, it unravels fast. Just go.
I'm gonna sit here.
Just go.
Like this whole fucking podcast, they just bullied my lifestyle.
They just bullied my lifestyle.
I'm old gay, not new gay.
I'm Ian McKellen gay. I love Ian McKellen, by the way.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Not bullying your lifestyle, we're bullying you.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
We're not bullying the fact that you wear knitted sweaters. We bully the fact that you knit them.
Yeah, I have a genuine question. See, Sean's looking kind of like relaxed. You look like you're going somewhere.
Where are you going?
like you really do. Like,
Are you gonna go test the airplane?
I was like, I heard of this guy Nikola Tesla.
Wild right now. He's crazy. He's all the rage. Dog.
It's fucking. You should see it.
Alternative current
he's
will
talking
blow you
about
away.
Free electricity.
Yeah, no, that guy's Elon Musk.
dude,
He's
you're like 5 seconds away from saying bee's knees.
bee's knees.
No, actually, that was like 2 seconds. I was about to say it, dude. I was like, it's on the rage, my guy.
I'm done.
Yeah, we're done. Go ahead.
So, just kind of like one of the cool things that I've been like kind of looking into as we've been playing to kind of like enhance kind of like our game style has been like proactive role playing versus like reactive role playing. And like that, at first it didn't make sense to me, right? Because like, first of all, I'm illiterate. But secondly,
Dope. I love how we just brought that out there.
secondly, I just didn't really ever look into it to begin with. And
That makes more sense.
yeah. The fucking cool thing is that once you start reading shit, you start learning shit. So like I took to the book.
He's illiterate because he didn't even try.
You just said a whole paragraph saying I didn't even fucking do it. Like,
I didn't even fucking.
You came up with the most complicated. Yeah, dude. You made the most complicated scientific excuse, and you're like, but in reality, I didn't even try. So, like, it's like, all right, no.
yeah, so that, electricity doesn't work.
You had us in the first half.
I never even plugged it in.
You had us in the first half, man. That's why.
You're like every stubborn dad. It's like, hey, did you try the box? Yeah, I didn't. That doesn't work. Did you really try it? No, I didn't. Well, then why did fucking?
So I looked into it more, right? I took to like reading the book.
Did
I've
you
turned
though?
into-
Did
I
you
went
fucking
in,
though?
I went
Why
into
didn't you start at reading the book?
Because I wanted to start reading the book to see if it was like if it actually made sense.
Are you okay?
You answered his question with literally the same question.
You answered my question.
I don't know why.
With that same question, not even like a different question. Not like it's like
You said what I said at me.
it wasn't even like, hey, why'd you start with the book? Well, I started with the book. Thank you.
I started with the book because I bought the book early on, and I was sitting there reading through other shit, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll just read through like proactive role
What
playing.
inspired you to start with the book rather than go somewhere else?
Honestly, I can't really. There's nothing that really.
We know.
Sorry, he asked you that question like 3 times, dude. And I'm just trying to like, at this point,
I'm trying to pick up from where he left off.
No, you're not.
Okay,
I asked a simple question.
what inspired you to start off the books rather than starting anywhere else?
The simple fact is that there was no real inspiration. I just really was like, I'm already playing D&D, and I was like, I just kind of want to know more.
Okay.
And so that was the genuine thought process, and I was like, well, normally, and you know by how fucking old I am, that I'm like, if you want to learn something, you read about it. And so I figured you read books. Books equal good. And I was like, that's...
Thank you. Valuable lessons from 1722.
Yeah. I was like, that's where I go. So...
Thank you, second grade.
Thank you, mid-50s.
So
Books equal good.
it was fucking cool because
Sean,
there...
you need to add in before Aaron goes on. You need to add in the more you know. Right?
You should do that pause where I'm sitting there. Book equals good.
Book equals good.
That's what I'm saying.
I got it.
Aaron, today has been a day.
It's been a day, man. We fuck.
So anyway, you were looking into the book, and then what?
So their first chapter starts off just kind of pointing out that like every game that most people play is very reactive. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, so I've read through and just kind of they made some good points. They were talking about the fact that like whenever a dungeon master starts out, there's always something that happened in the world that the players have to combat, and that's reactive. So it's like Lord of the Rings being the example. The Dark Lord existed. Frodo found the ring, and so now he has to take it. That's a reactive quest.
Oh, sure. It depends on how you see it. It's a reactive quest versus
Right.
proactive.
So it's for him, he's reacting to having the ring and having to take it to Mordor.
Right.
So, but for Sauron, it's proactive. He didn't have to really do much. He started doing it before anything else.
Hang on. I would actually argue that Sauron's is more reactive than proactive.
In my specific instance, what I'm talking about right now is going to be just the Lord of the Rings book, not like the expandeds, where you start to learn the history of Mithril.
It starts becoming turtles all the way down.
Yeah, it gets wild. So it's just in this example that like versus the two in this instance where Frodo
Gotcha.
is
Based on
reactive.
just the basic crux.
But
of the
in reality, if you expand into the universe, then yes, you are correct. Then
Yep.
yeah, it becomes reactive because based off of what the other Mithril do.
right.
Now that goes for the same for a lot of like the plots, and that's the same for kind of the plot that we created, where it was very reactionary. You guys are doing this because of this, right? There's no real. Someone said if you want to learn how to do proactive role playing, you should try running an evil campaign because realistically, evil characters, they're going to find a goal that they want to achieve and just go for it, and that's how it happens. Versus reactionary is always the goal is kind of put in front of you. And maybe your characters might have side goals, but ultimately, whatever you build the game around is going to be that reactive role play.
Right.
The cool thing about reactive role plays for beginners, it's really good because it helps them kind of like focus onto what they're starting off to do versus just being like, okay, figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? But it is very limited in when you start getting to more like I want to like really make a custom character and kind of like have his own goals and storyline to go with it. Proactive roleplay almost has that extreme range that you have, and you can definitely get lost in the sauce if you don't do it right. So like both of these play styles, they've got some really cool
I have a
feats,
question.
but yeah,
Why are you still saying that? Lost in the sauce, man?
lost.
What
in the
other
sauce.
shit from the 1940s are you bringing?
I was gonna say tight, but
Do you have a $2 bill?
I do.
I do.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Don't judge me for the $2
Yeah,
bill.
but Aaron could probably get more.
I also have a lucky nickel.
You have a lucky nickel?
I do.
Bro, you are so stuck in 1470, dude.
Yeah.
You really need to like.
I didn't keep it with me today, so there's a lot of fucking stuttering going on. But
It's not the nickel.
You need.
dog, just leave me the fuck alone,
Bro.
All right, I didn't do shit to you. Do you want to fucking fight?
No.
Are you gonna fight with what? Your white glove?
Fucking come at me, man. You got your fucking comeuppance, bro.
Fisticuffs.
I'm surprised those glasses are on a frame and not on wires, bro. That's so wild, dog. Lost in the sauce, man.
You were like that derailed the entire conversation.
Bro, like I was in it and I was like, all right, cool. I'm with him. We're talking about it. And then
Lost in-
lost in the sauce.
You were like, I'm quitting.
Yeah, dude, right in the kisser, bro. I'd be like, I'm done, dude. There's nothing here for me.
So I went ahead here, and as I read through the book, I found out a lot more about like creating character goals and kind of like being like, hey, you can help by doing X, Y, and Z for your players. Like, you can help them by asking like short-term, long-term, and mid-term goals for each character. And that's cool if you're doing very proactive role-playing style because it helps them kind of be like, okay, but how does this tie into your story?
Right.
And for Dungeon Masters, that gives you an extra creative leverage. You throw a clue in there. Like, how does this monster tie to this person's backstory? As opposed to just now you have reasons for things being there. And it expands and almost brings everything to life.
Right.
The offshot is that the way that you do this wrong is by railroading your character to that conclusion. So it's like, yeah, but you have to fight this boss because he has a clue to your past. You stop doing that. It's almost like you can be too proactive, where you start actually dictating how the players play and what they do.
Right.
So there's, just like all things, it has to have like a good balance. And there's nothing wrong with either style. Reactive role playing is very common. It's very easy, especially like if you start off with a proactive style and then it moves into the next quest. You're reacting to the next quest. So you start switching between proactives and reactives. Now, that part of it, I also was like, you know what, now that I'm reading more, I also went onto YouTube, kind of talked about, like, went through and watched people who talked about it, who've been doing dungeon mastering a little longer than I have, or who have done it on a much larger scale than I have. And they've come up with, like, phenomenal ideas and just ways to make your fucking, like, they were like, you don't have to stop at, like, just your storyline. They're like, you can start by doing like encounters, proactive encounters versus reactive encounters, where it's like, yeah, that's cool. Like your random encounter doesn't always have to be fucking monsters.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I think is like, we've come so far where it's like, yeah, you know, you run into a random encounter. And now I'm not saying like, while you guys are walking down the road, all of a sudden there's a giant fucking door in your way that you can't unlock. It's like, that's not really a good encounter, like a proactive encounter.
Right. A good encounter would be like a road group of like other heroes.
Yeah, like you guys wander along the field, you find something, you know, that's out of place, like, well, we're going to go investigate that. Okay. Yeah. Then you start moving into something else, right?
And with the proactive storytelling, as a DM, don't you, like, do you have to hold yourself kind of, not back, but like in check if you set something up and we all just walk by it, you'd have to make sure you don't get like upset, like, oh, of course I missed it. Like it's like you have to set a bunch of them.
Right.
There's like, hey, if they miss it, they miss it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that like adjust their writing to it. So like even if you miss it, they'll just put it up again a little later in the story and then redo it.
I'm saying like just like
so,
maybe sometimes you don't.
Like, right.
So yeah, there's it goes with kind of like another taboo that falls into like over preparation, right? There's new dungeon masters and veteran dungeon masters alike that what they'll do is they'll be writing for like a month every little detail of this entire quest, right? Down to the NPCs, how they react, how should they react, what they should say, you know, their personality traits, you know, if they've got blemishes, like that's all stuff that you can build kind of on the fly as you get into being a veteran dungeon master. But like over prep kills a session. It's the equivalent of me saying like, hey, Xanthar, you can't walk 3 paces. Well, why not? Because there's too much mud in your way. Yeah. Right?
It's
and
like
you're like, well,
out.
where did the mud come from? Oh, the mud has always been there. You just didn't look or roll. And it's like, okay, but that's very like.
You mean like pickpocketing someone and then all of a sudden a table pops up? Yeah.
Not even a close one. Not even close.
Get it.
That's
totally get it.
Different thing.
Totally get it.
It's the
random lady's the master of the Thieves Guild.
It's the you love the world that you're making, but you have to remember people have to play it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, because I could do that. I could do that easily. My setting's already built.
Yeah.
I just place stuff in it.
Yeah.
And so I have the opposite issue of where I have to be like, oh, I actually have to explain all this stuff.
Well, like, and that's
not to be like rude, like
yeah.
Oh, you have to play this, but it's like, I'm sorry, but that doesn't exist. The geographic doesn't exist in this world. Like,
right, and that's.
I feel bad, but I'm like, it would.
That
but
goes
I think,
with,
but
that,
I think a lot of people get mad at that.
Knowing the setting, like, you know, like some of that is like you explain part of the setting to your players so that they understand, like, hey, we're playing like a medieval fantasy style, or we're playing a futuristic dystopian or a western. That way, they can kind of get an idea or the feel of what's going on.
But again, you have the people who you have DMs and even characters like to take advantage of that fact, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, that doesn't exist. Well, that doesn't exist. Well, that doesn't exist. It's like. So then what the fuck does it actually exist?
Yeah, now I'm confused.
Now I'm confused on what actually is there.
There's
what part of...
Like, well, I want an M16. It's like, we're in fucking
This doesn't match.
We're in England in 1620. What do
Yeah.
you?
How did you do that? Oh well, my wizard can time travel. It's like, dude, stop.
Yeah, why are you like limiting my play style? It's like, no, you're just asking. For
And you
shit.
and then you get those people who do that. That's the problem with stuff
Right.
like that.
And
Or
that's
you could make that even into an interesting like thing where
Yeah.
it just shows up. And now only one of you has one, and you have limited. Like you could do it a certain way, but most of the time it just ends up bad.
it
Yeah.
ends up
Like, you
really
have to be
bad.
very, very careful how
So
to use it.
and that's the thing is that I do understand like the concept of like, hey, it's fantasy, and like yes, but there is a sense of like realism that we have to kind of go by, but like it has to be where it makes sense. Like the biggest thing that Sean and I oftentimes will go to bat on is well, should they have the black powder pistols in D&D? I think what's the harm in it? You know what I mean? But then Sean's like, well, yeah, but full plate, you can't have lead that pierces full plate, which makes a ton of sense in reality. Like
Yeah.
physically, lead cannot pierce that metal plate.
Yeah, it can't.
D&D is a little different, and I want to say that is because it makes sense in D&D. I can make it make sense and be like, hey, everybody's
Mix
hitting.
it with something magical.
Yeah, mix
so
it with
goes
something
through.
magical
You
or
could
do
just play
something. Yeah. But the thing is that when it comes down to it, like as a DM, over prepping, over glorifying, overdoing everything is kind of like our way of trying to stay in control. And the problem is with that is that that's not a proactive way of playing. That's railroading. You are making sure that every player sees every blade of grass in the field. Why would they care about that?
Yeah.
And if you don't
It's-
highlight, like if there's a door and you don't highlight it at all, and then you can't get mad when they didn't open it. Well,
Yeah. It's like
why did they ask more questions?
because every door in that
Make it
place glows a different color.
Yeah.
Why would they be like? Why would they look for the blue one when there's a fucking glowing orange one?
Yeah.
Like
Not going to go over.
you have
And also, you have to understand that sometimes you make it too appealing to the point where they're like, it's got to be something there, so I'm going to ignore it anyway. Yeah.
Right.
You have to find that perfect balance. And a lot of people, because of the ego, because of all that shit, they don't have that. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, why did they like this? It's like, because you're not doing it right. And then they get mad at the players, and it's like, it's not the player's fault. It's literally you. Like,
and it causes your players to be mad at you and you to be mad at your players. And the thing is that when you are proactively role playing, right, you are talking to your players who are building their characters. Now, the biggest thing that I feel like separates this is the goals, like the short term, the long term, the midterm
Right.
goals. Because like if I look at you and I go, hey man, like your character is definitely looking for his, evil twin brother who sold him up the river, and
everything's going to be about that twin brother.
you're going to be like, I'm looking for him.
Yeah.
So if you are traveling with this group of people and all of a sudden you get a clue as to his whereabouts, someone says, I recognize you. Then you zoom in and are like, how do you know me? You start being proactive with engaging the NPCs. Maybe even being like, hey, now I'm on a quest. Where do I have to go next?
Right.
And then you start taking charge of that section. Now, is there still an overlying quest? Yes. There would still be an overlying quest. But now you're more apt to be like, okay, so the next thing that I need is to get to this point.
Right.
How do I get from here to here?
That's also what happens with the game. Like, a lot of people lose sight of the role-playing aspect of it. So you're just like, hey,
They play themselves.
yeah, they play themselves, and it's like you're not supposed to play yourself. You're supposed to play the character. Like, there's a perfect example in our game. I'm very frustrated with you and Andy. I should be frustrated with you and Andy. I'm a rogue. So when you guys do your shit, where you guys have your books and waving
Like,
your
we're
wands,
having fun, and
Yeah.
you're like, shoot them.
yeah, we have
Like,
shit to do, guys. Like, let's go. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are we
You've
doing?
been hired for a job and you are doing the job.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, they're over there just like casting like fucking fairy fire. And you're like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
And it's because you guys are learning how to use it that you guys are failing, and I'm over here like they're doing nothing. And
right.
fucking
And then
sword.
you
Right.
Like-
but the other hand is that you also have like your barbarian friend who's trying to help you out.
Right.
And who's also like who succeeds from time to time, but
Yeah.
not often. And it's
Right.
like and like all of this is a great like because you guys use different personalities from what you are into your character.
Because you have to,
And
because you're
it's-
role playing.
And I like it because what it does is that Tyler's typically, when Tyler plays a character, Tyler plays like a very barbarian, like a very grunt and shrug kind of guy. He's not doing that right now. He's being a fucking.
He's very flamboyant. He's very fucking like sneaky. He's very
like trying
cunning.
to get shit done.
Yeah.
Andy's doing the same thing. Typically, Andy will be like, "I'm going to play a darker character or a brooding character," and right now his character's kind of bubbly.
Yeah, it's
like
kind of bubbly.
He's having fun. Stephanie typically plays like she'll play like characters that are just kind of like nonchalant, but in this one she's very like engaged.
Yeah. Normally
And
I have
yours
to hang in the back, and now
yours
I have
is
to be up
very,
front
like,
more.
Yours is very like you're a brooding character.
Yeah.
Like you're like, normally I work alone. Or,
Yeah.
I don't need you guys.
And he's very
But over
uncomfortable
here
with
you're
the
like,
situation.
hey, I need you guys.
Yeah.
Like fucking let's
go.
this.
I
So-
also like that in
You have that
the
duality.
scenario
Yeah.
you made last time, Aaron. From me and Andy's point of view, we saved that one woman.
Right.
We did. We're like, we did it, but
From
you
there-
guys know the truth, and you're like, no, you did. We're like, yeah, we did. We did
And-
the thing, and then she came out. We saved. Like,
Yeah.
And I don't,
No, but we know we.
Yeah.
Did, but
Yeah.
but our
Your
characters
players don't.
wouldn't
Yeah,
have
your
no
characters know.
idea.
Yeah.
And
They'd
you
be
know,
like, hey,
it's
we
the
did it.
part that makes me laugh because that setup, the way that you guys handled it, I didn't have that plan that it would go down like that.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna. You guys are definitely gonna laugh, but like whenever I come across those scenarios where it's like I didn't really have that stretched out or I didn't have that planned, I don't think of like, well, hang on, guys, give me 5 minutes. I legit think of that church thing from Kingsman and playing Freebird.
Yeah.
Where it goes fucking crazy, like because nobody knows what's gonna happen, right? Like that's you clear like. You scuffled at the lady in our last session, and nobody knew that you were going to scuffle at her. It's not what you do. But Tyler's over there.
Our perspective, me and Andy,
Yeah.
we're like, we fucking did.
Yeah,
it.
and for me, I'm all pissed because I'm like, you guys were on a fucking hill. She was doing nothing, so I had to drag the only survivor out.
They were curious as to when you guys got there because you went through the door that they blew up, and it was like, hey.
Because there was a moment where you and Stephanie, when we were playing, you guys kind of got out of character for a second because you're like, you guys didn't rescue her. Like, oh yeah, they have no fucking idea.
Yeah, they have no idea. I'm like, oh, that's right.
You guys, yeah. So it's,
We can't because you didn't say anything.
but that's
so we're like, we did it.
that's part of pro action is like leading. Proactivity is leaving enough space so that the players can fill in the gaps. Because honestly, I can plan left and right how the entire action's going to go, who's going to swing what sword, what the big bad is going to say.
Yep.
But honestly, your players will always come up with something better than what you originally had planned. Even if it's something like, even if it's a horrible fucking plan.
And it's
a plan that you want to see enacted because the creativity that it took from them to get to point A to point B. Anybody can fucking be like, yeah, I'm going to use a rope to throw across one side of the gorge to the other. But it takes a special kind of like stupid and ballsy to be like, well, can I throw him across and he just casts Featherfall and he floats gradually?
But
It's like,
but not just
okay.
that. You take the decisions that you make at that moment based on what you have, and a lot of DMs can't handle that because even when they're creating their stories, they have a character bias of either which one in the group or their own character that they built they want them to succeed. So when you get another person who actually starts succeeding because of roles, because of whatever, they're like, oh, that's bullshit. This guy should be succeeding, and they have that prejudice already.
right. And one of the big things that I like is especially because we're not trying. If you're a DM and you're trying to make one person succeed and everyone else fails, give up, dude. You're not a good DM.
Just stop.
I don't want to play that game.
No.
Even if I'm the person succeeding.
I don't want to play that
I-
game.
and
It's all
the
predestined that I'm going to
reason
do good
why-
no matter what.
I'm
That's
just gonna
It's
go home.
and so
Yeah.
much so like
I
here's
go
the
play
thing.
Video games.
I love
Same thing.
having you guys as a group, not because like, oh man, they're just my friends. Like you guys are learning this shit, and what you're doing is that you're doing shit that like pro players wouldn't even do. Like when we talk about like, oh, you got to build your character a certain way so he's super efficient. You guys don't care about that. You care about what it looks like, what it sounds like. Is it cool? What does it do? And I'm like, that's exactly the way that you should play because that's
Right.
what people get passionate about. Like, that's what makes your character. Who would think a fucking orc should be a necromancer? Not very many people.
Yeah.
They'd be
I
like,
actually
well,
looked it up and I was like, I only looked it up to see how bad the negatives were. So I was like, do I really want to play? Like, if I'm going to be hampered constantly,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I kind of am, but not to a crazy extent.
and it's not even that bad. That's the
No,
thing is that like
no.
you're the negatives. There are negatives, but there's negatives to every character.
And it's fun for me to play because I'm so out of, like you guys kind of said, I'm out of my depth.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
It's not unreasonable for you to have a clever idea. It's not unreasonable for you to have an intelligent idea. When it comes to like, that's why I mean, like, you guys used to have a very reactive role playing style when we first started. And that was on purpose because you don't know which way you're going. You don't know what you're doing. But by fucking letting loose of some of the steering wheel a little bit and letting you guys fucking steer the quest in the ship, it's not taking away from me being a dungeon master because I've basically set everything up and now I'm just letting you guys drive through it.
But also we set it up, or not the way you set it up, but the way we play is a lot different than most people play. Most people play like even though they're in a team, like they're a one-man army. We're over here like, well, Tyler's going to fucking fall at the beginning. Andy's not going to be able to shoot shit. Mm-hmm. She's going to be able to do this. So I might as well just fucking sit back here and prepare. You know what I mean? It's like you're building off each other from experiences.
One of the things that makes me the happiest was that first quest. There was a lot of risks that were taken. I mean, I
kicked in a door, got a spider.
Yeah, you kicked in a door, got a spider, and it was really interesting because that spider wasn't supposed to be where you charmed the animal, but like you took, instead of doing a basic attack like where you're like, I'm going to attack this thing, I'm going to win, you wanted to use a skill, and I was like, the first part of that was the instant that you had asked that, I was immediately like, no, I don't want that to happen. But then something hit, and it was like, well, wait a second. What if this does happen? This could be something that's really cool and interesting that continues to happen.
Also,
and
like,
now
when I was
everybody uses their skills and their spells, and they do it in such a creative way that it makes the game almost like, hey, these people are professional amateurs. They don't know what they're doing, but they're doing it well.
That's what I was gonna say when we blew, when we blew up like the door. Like, okay, I had a zombie. Zombie kobold. We pretty much packed him with dynamite in a way, and so all Andy had to do was blow him up. Well, we blew him up. Well, when again, all we see is that someone runs out, and we're like, oh shit, we did it. We did a good job. Andy's going, yeah, I did a good job. I'm like, my guy's going, of course I did a good job.
Yeah.
I'm the fucking best.
Yeah.
We both did the same thing.
Yeah.
And the rogue over here is just like, I'm just glad that we made
it. And you're you guys are still sneaking through a place that's on fire and everything's still going crazy. You guys, that's the thing that is like, that's the one thing that makes me the happiest is that like you guys each pay attention to what's happening, but not metagaming about it. Where you're like, hey, this place just suddenly got really hot. It's like,
how would you know that?
Your character definitely would know that, but it's like you would hear the explosion.
But think about it. Like, no, they wouldn't. No, they fucking wouldn't.
Depending
They'd
on
be
how far down
not just that. Even then, you wouldn't because you'd be in battle. You'd be moving. You'd be fucking doing this shit. You're not gonna notice until you walk through the door and then backdraft. You're like, oh shit, everything's on fire.
You'd hear it.
Or you hear it. Yeah, it would be the only way.
And that's one of the things that I do encourage like other dungeon masters to do is because most of the time they play it by sight and sound, but there's also smell, there's also taste, there's also, like
there's also surprise backdraft in the face.
There's also feeling.
Yeah.
Like you have 5 of those, you know what I mean? Like, and on top of that, you have like that sixth sense where it's like,
but also
if I was to tell you like, hey, while you guys are camping at night, all the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, you would be like, hold on a second, then in that case, I'm going to search.
But not even then. You'd have to realize that a person waking up might be like, what the fuck is... All right, maybe it's just not. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, and then just cover.
You're gonna be like, wait, is there any?
Me.
But like the response to that would be like, is there any other clues that would be going on? And at that point, that's when you start doing things like you're looking through perception for. Are there any sounds? Are there any smells?
You can't just. Anything? You can't just explosion perception. It's like no, you're waking up. You're gonna be like, maybe it's just me.
Yeah,
and you depends on who's playing it and how they're playing it.
Right.
Because you might go, oh shit, where I'm like, how dare you fucking wake
me up? Yeah. And it's a disturbance.
And that's the thing that we all kind of I've come as like I've come to kind of a decision on is that this isn't like playing D&D isn't like writing a book. It's those characters are doing what you're telling them to do.
Right.
When you're playing D&D, you're playing a game so that you and your friends can have fun. You're supposed to laugh with them. If someone decides that they are going to roll a fucking kobold into an army of kobolds and explode them, then yes, that should be a very fun thing that happens. You should you should let that like be a thing.
You're gonna also logical to where like I could genuinely see your character going, yeah, I lose ones. I'll just
Well, like
bring them
the
back, like,
what is
bring
it?
them
The
more.
military had that saying. What was it? It was like, you know, hey, I don't fear a professional, but I fear an amateur because he's gonna fuck it up in a way that you can't imagine.
You can't imagine. Yeah.
And that's what it is. Like most veterans will be like, well, then I will cast, you know, invisibility and sneak up on them. And it's like, that's cool that you did that.
While the veteran will
But,
just use a
like,
flamethrower and just fuck up everybody
veteran,
in the room.
Yeah, the veteran will be like, I'll cast invisibility. Whereas like the fucking amateur will be like, well, there's 6 of them, and if I hit them with a fireball,
They're all fucked.
they're all fucked. And at the same time, like, yes, a veteran would also use a fireball, but
maybe not.
But maybe not.
Yeah.
They would sit there and contemplate the actions, whereas an amateur would be like, okay, this is what my guy is seeing. This seems like the logical way for me to go.
So you guys are gonna think this is stupid, but when I encountered Terry for the first time, this spider, when I encountered him, if you remember, I had just finished picking the lock,
Yeah.
so I was successful. I could have ran out the door. When I saw Terry, when the spider came back, the first image that came to my mind was the scene in White Chicks. Remember when he sees the dog, he goes, "Oh, you have a dog?" He goes, "Nah, man, I don't got no damn dog." And he turns around and he sees the fucking Rottweiler just like growling at him. He goes, "Oh shit, that's family." And he's like starts like changing. That's exactly what I thought of, because if you're about to fight and you have your swords out and you see a giant ass spider, you're not gonna be like, "Yeah," you're gonna be like, "Oh my goodness, what the fuck is that? What do I?" And the first thing that I could think of was just.
I loved how everybody was very like, hey, we are level 2, level 3, like we have to be very like very careful with our hit points, because
What are you talking about? I blew myself up.
I know I saw you blow yourself up. The whole town saw you blow yourself up. But
I think the most realistic part was when I ran out of that room and I was like, run, 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 run. And you guys were like, what happened? Because it's like, literally, they wouldn't know what happened, and I just fucking blew.
It hasn't been explained. We're by a door with other like enemies, and we're just magic users. We don't have much health.
And there's another door.
Go, oh shit! And we're like, no.
Don't run. Tell us what's happening.
he runs by. So the scenario was this, and this is what made this such a golden like first session. Our ranger had picked the locks.
Ranger, not rogue. Ranger.
He picked the locks. He went in. There was a giant spider and an ooze. And he was fighting the ooze and losing. And he managed to pick the lock, like get a spider, and he comes bolting down the hallway to see both a orc mage and a elf mage holding the fucking door closed. And they're looking at him, looking at each other while he's running, saying, "We gotta fucking go."
We gotta go.
Meanwhile, the slime comes around the door, and they are fucking furious because one way. So he takes the way back, only to find that there's more enemies coming. So now that there's 3 enemies, they're surrounded on all sides. It's like that. It's like a very parody, funny version of the fight in Moria.
Yeah.
We don't know what else to do. We were at an option. We're like, okay, if we don't do, we're dead. The game is over.
Yeah.
So
I literally thought, I ran out and I was like, fuck, they're facing enemies. We gotta go. I ran into the other set of enemies. I was like, okay, wait a minute, hang on.
Yeah.
We gotta figure it out.
So, and this was something that I loved, because you guys were very like, I've been using the term proactive and reactive a lot, because it's the fact that there are ebbs and flows. You have to have both. You can't have one and you can't have the other. They have to be both part of the same game. The same thing goes for like silly versus serious. You can have an epic quest and have very silly moments that happen, and like it only adds to the actual like love for the game. And it's one of those things. That's why I don't like when you guys make a joke or you guys say something or do something that's fucking insane. I don't sit there and be like, well, that person takes it wrong. It's like,
yeah.
How would I realistically react if someone scuffled at me?
And also,
out of the blue, I would be like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, also, at that moment, if you're saying a joke when you're about to die, no one really gives a fuck how you took it. You're about to die.
Yeah.
You're about to fucking die.
The other part of that is that, like, should you have other silly characters? I think that having a silly character is fine as long as it's not, like, that's its only fucking personality.
Comedic relief should come organically, not forced.
Because like if I have an NPC that's guiding you through the forest, right? And you guys run into a random encounter out of the blue. Well, you've walked this forest 100 miles. You said everything is clear. No, I said everything looks clear.
Yeah.
It's like, well, okay, that makes a very funny moment because it's part of a game mechanic, but it also helps from a serious moment to a silly moment to a serious moment that helps people build their character relationships.
Yeah. It's like you said everything was clear. No, I said everything looked clear. Obviously, it's not clear. It's like, oh, okay.
Didn't roll. Like that's on you.
Yeah.
Now, there is nothing wrong with a dungeon master prompting his players to roll and do checks, because how else are you supposed to know? How else are you supposed to learn? Like, for instance, when we first started, I made you guys do a few different checks for certain things. Like, hey, when you come to this point, you're going to roll this because this makes sense. And then it kind of got stuck in your head on that's how we do things.
Yeah.
Then you guys took it a step further and were like, wait a second, can I do this? Can I do that?
Yeah.
What can I do? Yeah. That part, what can I do? Can I do this? Can I do that? That's proactive. Versus reactive is when I tell you, hey, you should do this.
And I think a lot of people, like because of the ego and everything, get caught up in themselves and they don't let funny moments happen. Like when we were going to do that trap where we threw the vials in and blew everybody up, and I was holding the door because the idea was for me to close the door after you guys did that, after I threw the vials in, close the door, and then just let everybody light up. What was the thing that Aaron said? All right, are you guys ready? And I looked at him, I was like, fucking no, but I guess. I'm holding a fucking door. There's 100 enemies. What am I supposed to say? Of course, we died to the end. No, bitch, fucking, I guess throw it. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
And that's something that, like, ego is the killer of every single game along with scheduling.
Yeah.
If I sit there and tell you guys, but by this time, you guys should be able to, you guys should know all your bonuses. You guys should know all this shit. Like, there are times where I forget to add monster bonuses. It's like, what am I going to do? Am I going to retroactively kill your character because he got hit with a 6 instead of a 5?
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm going to be like,
lose a player.
That's how you lose a
and
player.
if you are going to be that much of a stickler about like everything and be like, oh no, it has to be down
then
to the
it
T,
has to be all rules.
then you better be on par, governor.
There's no, you don't get to make up your own setting and then be like, but it's all rules as written, because in my setting, this is what makes sense. It's like, you have to, like, obviously
be consistent.
Every scenario for me is like, this is a different scenario than the last one because there's a different variable. This time, Sean's in the back versus up front.
Right.
It's not the same scenario. So shooting an arrow over top of Tyler's shoulder, well, if you miss, you're going to hit him. Versus if you were in front of him and you miss.
I'm not going to hit anybody.
You're not going to hit anybody. It's a different scenario for rolling a 1.
That's why a lot of people, when they when you first started doing it, I noticed, or I told you that I noticed a lot of DMs doing it as well, where they'd be like, 1, your sword blew up. It's like, why? You could make a funny moment where instead of your sword blowing up, you go to slash and the fucking sword slips out of your hand and you just fucking nub someone in the face. You're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, you slap him instead of the fucking.
Yeah, or you just fucking barely hit him with the wrist.
What I've done is that I've taken moments like that and have gone over like, okay, if I'm swinging with a sword and I roll a 1 and I'm connecting with another monster, sword shattering is an option.
Yeah.
If I'm going to get up and charge at someone and I roll a 1, tripping is an option.
Right.
If I, but
you
like
have the
there's
options of
there's
other
dungeon masters
fights,
who will be like, you trip and fall on your sword, you take damage. It's like, whoa, hold on.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Rolling a 1 doesn't have to be lethal, and that's another topic that we can talk about where we kind of go over criticals.
Yeah,
because there's so much that we can do when it comes to the idea of like, hey, what makes us good at what we do isn't the fact that like, hey, it's an epic story that everyone will remember forever. They're going to remember bits and pieces of it. They're
no one's
going to
remember. Even the people who go through it are not going to remember.
If I asked you guys, hey, what season are we in right now for the game?
Don't care.
Yeah.
What's the next adventure?
You don't care.
Yeah.
What
was the good example that you were going to bring up, Terry?
What I was going to say is the good example is our first game is I had really, really bad rolls. Well, I had a good roll, and I just remember I swung my axe really well. Well, my next roll was a 1, so I swung it really well into the wall and broke it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's other options as well. You could have done it if an enemy is fully plated and you go to throw the axe.
Fair.
Yeah.
Dude, Like,
you could have it where the enemy's fully plated. You throw the axe. You go, yeah, I'm gonna fucking hit him. You roll everything great, and then on damage, like me, got one. All you do is create sparks on his armor. You're like, fuck.
it
Yeah.
just slides off.
Yeah, it just slides off. Damn it.
Did it.
The other thing is that I do want to say is that like when it comes to players and DMs, when your character is talking about like, hey, I want to attack a certain point of the body, right? There's a point where you can look at it and be like, okay, are you doing lethal or non-lethal damage? Are you trying to hurt him or are you trying to stop him? Well, I'm trying to stop him. Okay, cool. So in that case, that's something that you guys team up for because they have a plan.
Right.
And that's something that I work on as a DM as well.
And not just that, you have instances where with the damage, like even DMs will go across the line and be like, oh, you just killed your friend. It's like, why was I'm like, that makes me never want to roll a one, and when I do, I just don't want to play anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm just never gonna play.
Now there's consequences for sure.
Yeah, of course,
Like,
for sure.
I-
There
I
has to
have
be.
I can't stress that enough.
Yeah, there has to be.
Obviously, like you misfiring a spell can have extreme impacts on you and your friends. Just like you missing and hitting your friend. If it does enough damage to actually kill them, okay, you rolled the dice and you did it. The problem is that like you also shouldn't make it to a point where if that's the case, where they're coming up on that ending where it's like, I shot my friend directly in the chest with an arrow, like maybe be like, okay, you shot him in the back with the arrow and it's now sticking out of his back. So now you've painted a humorous scene of a failure.
Yeah.
Not all the time should critical failures have critical results.
But there's times where like let's say take the scenario where we threw the grenade. Well, what if you close the door and Andy's still in the fucking room?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, what the fuck? It's like, no, you left him in the room.
Yeah,
You
that makes
Like-
sense.
like-
That makes sense. But if I would have thrown my vials, it's not, oh, the enemy swarmed you and you died. It's like, no, you threw your vial as hard as you could and it shattered on the door frame.
Yep. There you
Yeah.
go.
Or
it's like,
like
damn it,
you went to throw it and it slipped backwards. Like
Yeah.
things like that would actually happen.
Yeah.
And I understand like you get fumbles where it's like it's so bad that like you have to have some sort of consequence
and
and
a
error.
bad one.
But if you're going to, we can't expect it like this, right? A nat 20 is the best possible result for the outcome.
Yeah.
So, but there are certain things that you can't do. If you're like, hey, I'm going to make a strength check to lift this mountain up out of our way, even if you roll a 20, you're
gonna
not
fart.
going to lift the mountain.
Yeah, you're gonna fart.
You're
Sorry,
going to be
bro.
like, you're going to pull a rock out of the ground.
Yeah,
you
that's
know
all
what I
that's
mean?
gonna
Like,
happen.
you've done it. You pulled a rock out of the ground. There's only billions more to go to cross the mountain. But the other thing of that is that like if you're using the critical fail system where it's like it's the absolute bottom zero worst possible outcome, you're gonna fucking break your swords and all this shit. Then on the opposite end of that, you have to have that same energy where it's like, yes, you do lift the mountain. Because it doesn't make it fair to the players.
This
I'll
last
say this is someone who blew himself up. But it's magic. So I wasn't upset. I was like, no, that's kind of
Yeah.
So all it did, you fucked up. You did the thing. It just did it right
And
in
the
front of
the
you.
spell misfiring thing is something
Yeah.
that I've kept with you guys specifically. For Sean's character, who's not really a magic wielder, he has some magic spells, yes, but he uses mostly like archery or like sword fighting. When he shoots an arrow, if he rolls a failure, there's a chance that the bowstring snaps. There's a chance that the actual bow of the bow breaks. There's a chance that the fucking arrow just dips down before he lets it go and it shoots in the ground.
there's a chance that you get that comedic.
You shouldn't explode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a chance
But-
that you get that comedic scene where you go to pull the arrow back and then the arrow just goes. Whoop. You're like, fuck. All right, I guess.
There's a chance where you go to reach for an arrow, and instead of reaching for an arrow, you pull out nothing, and when you go to fire, nothing happens.
Yeah.
You know, there's things that you have to take into consideration when you're looking at it.
Do I think that there should be some outlandish shit? Sure. I think there should be an outlandish shit.
I think that if you go, like, for your character, right? If you go, you roll a 1 and you're getting ready to shoot an arrow, you should have, like, where your fucking hand slips and the bow comes back and hits you.
Yeah. You're
Like, it's like, fuck, dude, I can't even bow right.
Or at
You
least
didn't- you didn't
have
kill
the string
yourself.
snap back and then
Yeah.
hit your hand. You're like, fuck. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, and you break a finger or something like that. And you're like, well, I can't use my bow hand now. I'll have to use swords.
I
Or,
think
Yeah.
it's way more fair. Like I would, because it's magic. It's like, well, what the fuck did you think
Yeah.
was gonna happen?
you have extreme amounts of damage if you do it right, but you also have extreme amounts of damage if you do it wrong.
What I hated was that as like a lot of DMs also have like combat so primitive. It's just one swing, one swing, one swing, one swing. It's like nobody would ever do that in real combat. They would be blocking, they'd be holding your hand, they'd be trying to like fucking do other shit. It's like I feel like combat in D&D needs to evolve.
That's
like,
another topic
desperately.
that we're going to have, actually.
Yeah.
Is cinematic combat, how we can make that happen.
I think cinematic combat would be the best way to do it.
And honestly, I'm sorry, because I know this is a very passionate subject, and I'm going to let you finish your statement, but we are running skim on time here.
No, you guys are good.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing. Remember what I told you when we first started playing Death Watch?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you guys have limbs.
Yeah.
You're not just like.
And I took that.
You have legs. Kick them.
Yeah.
I took that to heart. I was like, I'm going to headbutt this fucking thing, and you were like, okay.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Listen,
and I told, because I told Sean, I was like, hey man, like, we're like fighting, like soldiers fighting. Like, this isn't like medieval combat. And Sean was like, no, I get it. And I was like, okay, cool. You started telling us, oh, well, you have extra organs that do extra shit. And I was like, really? We can do extra shit. And so, like, I went through and I was like, all right, we're going to have fucking this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And Sean was like, we've got this as well. So Sean was doing things like Dr. Octopus where he'd grab the ceiling and lift his guy up to kick the guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I would do shit like I would grab the fucking thing and put its head into the wall and stomp on it. And fucking like...
I made myself have a pet in your story where I had my little claw that would come out and I'm like, he's going to attack and then I'm going to fuck you up. And it's like...
And we had to change the rules because originally I was like, no, you can do both. And then I read it and I was like,
oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Replacement.
And but you were very communicative. You
Yeah.
were like, hey, this game we're gonna finish it out like that. Next game we can't.
And I totally fucked up, but this is it. I don't even think we did
Sean
that.
was like, on the next game when he went to do that, you're like, wait, and we all looked at Sean and was like, hey, he told you that last game. You're like,
I don't
oh,
even think
fuck,
it,
that's
I don't
right.
even think it was the last game. I think you corrected it in game in that same
but
game,
but then we did it the next one.
Oh yeah,
No,
that's
it
right.
wasn't fair.
Yeah.
It was like,
That's
I
right,
can't
that's
have
right.
you do it 90%
Half of the way.
through, and then also the 10%
Right.
when you guys really needed it, when I put all the big shit in.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, sorry.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
And like having it more like cinematic, have it more like cinematic fighting, I think allows you to focus and build up the drama within the fighting itself.
Right.
Because if not, you just again you just have two people that are just oblongly swinging at each other. It's like no,
This isn't Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
This is like you have to describe the actual actions that
Right.
they're taking. If you swing and miss, you don't just like, oh well, you miss. He ducks under your blade as you swing. Apparently, you lag too long on your swing,
Yeah.
or something even greater if you hit him. So you manage to confuse him. He opens up with one arm and you slide in there.
Yeah.
It's like,
What if you
have
guys
to
are at
be-
cross guards and what if you guys are at cross guards and he headbutts you?
Yeah, you did it with the pianist guy, where Sean went to attack him and he was just like, didn't
Nope.
do anything. Like,
Yeah, it didn't do
And
anything.
that's-
It's like fuck.
And like I can't. It's hard because like as a DM, I also want to spill all the secrets and be like, you guys are fighting this guy, but I can't because I'm like that ruins it for you.
Because then you get our natural reactions again with the slime and the
'Cause
spider.
when-
I
if-
ran out.
If you knew that was a lich, you wouldn't have stabbed him. But you stabbed him, and then it realized that like he's still playing.
Yeah, I was like, oh
And
shit.
every time you stabbed him, he was still playing.
Right. And it built up the suspense that it almost gave him that seem like, okay, we are giving this guy what we think is everything, and he's not even making a dent. You're not even fazed by it. Like, and it causes that drama. And
it forced us to do our me and Andy's lore rules, like
Right.
arcane rules, because we're like, because you're just looking at us like, not dying. What the fuck do we
Yeah.
do? And we're like,
and one of the other things that I was looking at is like if I'm fighting with someone face to face, and they go and they throw an arrow, and I'm able to dodge it, what happens with the arrow? The arrow's still going.
Yeah.
So Andy and you are exposed to that arrow. So
Right.
did it hit you? Did it go through?
That's literally
Did
how
you
the
guys have to
magic-
dodge too?
That's
Like,
literally how the magic thing works.
yeah.
Like you
So-
have to worry about like when I'm
And
doing stuff. I've told him like I can't do anything. Why? Because Sean and freaking
I'm gonna-
are right there.
I'm gonna hit him.
Kill
And I'm not
For sure.
And that's the whole goal is to make the game as entertaining as possible, but also not to be like where I lose complete control of like everything. I can't have you guys run the game.
Take
but
it seriously, but don't take yourself too serious.
There you go. That's the word.
Play your game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play your person.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Like there's some stuff I'm doing I don't necessarily.
You can
like,
always
but
create
that's
another.
why-
You can always create another character.
Like our racist Japanese from that story. That racist Japanese guy from that story. That guy played it perfectly, I still think.
Yeah, he was
I
fine.
think he
Fuck
did
this
fine.
guy.
Like,
What you expected?
it's and you see those things, but like now that the game has evolved a little bit, that we've been playing for quite some time, and we're kind of getting the hang of it, you see more things fit in that cinematic role. So now we're more like, oh, I'm excited to play because
what do I see? What do I
yeah,
hear?
what do I hear? What do I see? What
And
can I do?
that's what I love about it is because when you rely only on reactive, you get stuck in stereotypes.
Right.
You get stuck in groups. When you do proactive, you let them kind of take control over what they do, and you guys accept consequences for your actions, for your characters.
Right.
Because of the fact that you go, well, I'm going to do this. And if I tell you, no, you're not, you're going to be like, why can't I do that? And it becomes a reactive thing. But if you go, I'm going to do this, and I go, okay, if it succeeds, great. If it fails, this is what happens.
Yeah.
Because you're taking a long shot. And you knowing and weighing out the consequences.
Do I want to do
makes-
that? Okay, yeah.
All of a sudden, your character starts weighing out the consequences.
Because that's reality. Because in reality, you would see your character and be like, do I want to throw this at them? What if I catch this guy on fire? What if I do, you know what I mean?
And it makes it so that you're the player like can't come back to the DM like, hey, what the fuck? It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you chose. And
You made a specific decision.
So
like,
that's going to be all for this episode of Our Corner. I'm sorry to cut you guys off. We went
you're
way
good.
over. But next week, we are going to talk about our critical successes and failures.
Cool. Real quick,
And-
before we do end, I did want to bring up something real quick. You dick. Like, let's be real. The last topic, and I promise, let's be real. The spider thing, and then the scuffle. No other DM would have allowed that in their game. Nobody, not at all. And those were like, again, because of the frustration with the scuffle. You saw something that that was really funny, but B, like we make fun of it, but imagine in an actual scenario
that
where
would
you're
freak me the fuck out if someone just started doing that. And was like,
yeah. Or not just that, being so pissed off and just going, ugh, and just fucking throwing it, and then the person going, hey, bro, hey, yo,
Yeah.
chill.
It's
This dude's fucking nuts,
but
bro.
like you guys mix seriousness and silly so well that it's like that it works.
yeah,
And
because if
you
we didn't,
have
we would
to-
have committed
you have
suicide
to.
as teenagers.
You have to. You have to, especially in game.
Fucking time, yep.
I love you guys. I'll see you next time on Our Corner.
See you guys.